Hey guys, so I got my coffee and I'm ready to talk about the new book, Quest for Glory by Soman Chainani, and I'm still not sure if I pronounce this. After all the years I've read these books, still don't know if I pronounce the names. But anyways, before we get started in actually talking about this, I want to show you guys a few clips from when I got the book. I did do a vlog and these clips are in the vlog, and if you want to go check that out, please do. But in case you don't end up checking out my vlog, I want to show you the clips of when I first got it and found out it was a signed copy and how excited I was. It is here. So I actually didn't realize I got a signed copy. I thought they were all out, and I went in Barnes & Noble's and I just ordered one, and I realized it was signed, and I read this. I'm like, no, that's a lie. And I opened it, and there is his signature. And for those of you who don't know, this is my favorite series ever, and I got the signed copy, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. The cover's so gorgeous. I can't believe I got a signed series. I'm about to start crying. I'm so excited. Oh my gogosh. I'm so excited. Now that you guys have seen that, we're going to get into talking about it. And I also want to say really quickly that my cup says happiness is a cup of coffee and a good book, and I thought it was really fitting for this video. But now I'm going to show you all the cool things about this book, all the details to it. First off, the gorgeous cover, and as you could tell in that video, I did get a signed copy, and I didn't know I was going to get a signed copy, so it was really awesome. Plus, here is the signature. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully none of these clips are blurry. Also in this book is a cool map, if I can find it. I take forever. Alrighty. Nope, that's the part one, but that's pretty good. Okay, the quest map is right here, which is gorgeous. And then also, this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. I haven't actually read through this because I didn't want to spoil the book, but I need to. Now is the Royal Rot, which is a newspaper article, it's like a newspaper. It's almost kind of fake. Some of the news is fake, some of it's true. And it's like throughout the book they talk about it, and I got a copy of it in the back of my book. So make sure you guys try and order. I don't know where exactly you can still order them, but if you haven't ordered your book yet, try and get stuff with some cool things like that in it. But anyways, I just wanted to point those few things out. Now we're going to actually talk about the content of the book. First, I'd like to give my non-spoilery review. I think the whole series is amazing. I started reading it in 7th grade when the first book came out, and I really fell in love with it. I really didn't like reading that much when I was younger, so this brought me, I did somewhat, but this really brought me into liking reading more this series. I love it so much. I was staying up all night reading the first book. And I remember last February, I think, and this has nothing to do with the content of the book, but I just want to say the author is very nice. Soman, he reposted my post last February, and it was probably the best day of my life, and he's really nice. Like, he reposts everybody's stuff and likes everybody's stuff, and he's just so sweet, and his books are so good, so you guys should read it. And I really hope Soman watches this. If you are, hi. I was meant to be your biggest fan. For one thing, I love your books, and we both play tennis, and yeah, I love you so much, and I love your books. Anyways, if you guys haven't read this series, or haven't read Quest for Glory and read the rest of the series, or whatever the case may be, you guys really need to read all of them because they're freaking amazing, and they're magical and just amazing. And yeah, that's the only review I can give on them, is they're freaking amazing. They're just amazing books, so make sure you guys read them. So, I'm going to start extreme spoilers now. So if you haven't read this, I would suggest you get off this video now. So make sure you check out my vlog if you haven't, and you haven't read the book, because there's no spoilers in there. So make sure you guys check out my vlog if you haven't read this and don't want to watch the spoilers of this. But for you, those of you who have read this book and are ready to discuss it, I'm going to start discussing it in 3, 2, 1. I decided to organize this review. I'm going to go through the characters and what I thought, because it's kind of hard for me to start from the beginning and go to the end. I'll forget parts. So I decided to discuss the characters and what they did and stuff. And this should make sense if you read the book. So I don't know if it will, but hopefully it will. So we're going to start out with Tedros. So that was a really awkward silence, but it's totally fine. But anyways, Tedros, I've had a hard time with him throughout the whole series. I like him and then I don't. And this book, I gotta say, I did not like him. In the beginning, he treated Agatha terribly, even though he was going through a hard time. Like, I can't even imagine how she felt and how ignored. Like, I would have left. I would have left if I was her. And there's my cat, if you can see him. But anyways, I would have totally left. And I mean, yes, Tedros sometimes redeems himself some, but for the most part, this book, he did not. He does some nice things sometimes. My cat's about to drink my coffee. But Tedros is just not the best character in the book. But, you know, what can you do? He's still a very important character and he does some good things, but there's a lot of things that make me want to throw my book across the room. Next character is Agatha, and Agatha I've also had a very hard time deciding if I like her or not. And hear me out, because I feel like a lot of people love Agatha, and I did the first book or two. I know the first book I was like, oh my gosh, Agatha's my favorite. When I was in 7th grade, 7th grade me loved Agatha, wanted to be Agatha. Like, Aggie was awesome. I loved her. But she hasn't, like, she's kind of fizzles out for me. I don't know if it's the fact that she's like marrying the brainless Tedros that, like I said, I have a hard time with him sometimes. But I mean, I love her still. I do, but sometimes I'm like, why are you doing what you're doing? Like, girl, get yourself together. I don't know. In this book, like, she doesn't think Tedros is gonna be a good king, which I can see why, but she's just, I don't know, and the way she treats Sophie now, like in the beginning of the series, she was like Sophie's best friend. This is what annoys me, actually. Now that I need to get my thoughts together before I start recording, but I didn't really write much down, so I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. Agatha used to be such a good friend to Sophie, and honestly, that's the other way around. She doesn't really, I mean, she didn't write Sophie back because she wanted Sophie to think her life was perfect, which to me is not a true friendship. So that's why I've had some problems with Agatha, but I still love her. She makes some mistakes, but I mean, tries to be a good person. It just doesn't always work out. But I also, another complaint about Tedros, I just thought about this at the very end. She saved his life, and he was mad at her. I mean, what was she supposed to do? She was trying to be a good queen, you know? They're all like, he needed to kill. It was his fight. But isn't that the point of having an army? Like, so you can avoid people dying? I don't know. Maybe, like, if I was in that circumstance, maybe that's how it was supposed to go. Maybe that's how they did it back in that time. But to me, why would he just fight when they have all these other people ready to fight? Like, does not make any sense. But whatever, I guess he's king. But Sophie, at the beginning, she was a terrible person. First book, everybody hated her. I liked her some, but I liked Agatha more. Like, I feel like the majority of us did. Now we're into book 4. Sophie can be, just think about herself. But she has come a very long way, which she even says she's came a very long way. And I really like her character, honestly. I really do. I really love her because, I mean, she seems so stuck up, but she really cares about people more than they care about her. For instance, Agatha. In the beginning, Sophie didn't care about Agatha at all, but now she cares more about Agatha than Agatha cares about her. And I feel really bad because Sophie deserves happiness, and Sophie didn't get happiness. And she thought she was going to get happiness, but no, her boyfriend had to be the snake of the book, which I'll get into him in a minute, but I just feel so bad for her. She deserves happiness. Like, she does some bad things, but she deserves to be happy. The next person we're going to talk about is Hort. Now, when the books first started, I loved Hort. He was adorable. And now, Hort is awesome. He was adorable in the beginning, and he's like the one character that went from cute to freaking amazing. I love Hort so much. Like, I'm very happy with my boyfriend. We have a good relationship. But if I was going to be stranded on the island for the rest of my life with all the characters from the School in Good and Evil, and I had to find myself a companion, I gotta say, it'd be Hort. I can't believe it's come to this, but Hort is probably one of my fictional boyfriends now. Anyways, I feel so bad for Hort when Sophie turns him down. And that's one thing I don't like about Sophie. I don't understand why she turns him down, because, I mean, I get in the beginning, he was kind of ugly, she thought she's better, but now she's more normal, and he's, how the book describes him, really attractive, and I'm like, Sophie, what are you doing, girl? He'll do anything for you. Like, Hort is an amazing guy. Like, he's like that guy they describe in books that it raises your expectations way too high. So, I don't know what she's doing, but Hort, if I am ever stranded on that island, and we're going to be there forever. Anyways, let's talk about the new year. I think how you pronounce her name is Nicola. I really like her a lot, and even though she is dating Hort, you know, like I said, I have a relationship I'm very happy in, so I want Hort to be happy. I don't want him to be unhappy. Like I said, if I ever met him, then Nicola would go bye-bye. I'm just kidding, guys. They are adorable together, and you know, like I said, I'm happy for them. At first I was like, I don't know, I kind of still want Hort to be with Sophie, but, you know, because I shipped them, I really did. But obviously, Sophie doesn't want to be with him, and I want him to be happy because he is in the fictional world, and we're never going to meet, and I'm happy in my relationship, and I want him to be happy. So, I want him and Nicola to be happy together because she seems like a genuine person so far. So I am excited about that, and I am jumping on the ship, and yeah, I'm going to ship them too. So I slowly and hesitantly got on that ship, but by the end of the book, I was on that ship. I'm not excited to talk about this next character, guys. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right because it's another new character in this book, but it's Ryan, let's pronounce it that, Ryan, which y'all know who I'm talking about, the snake who broke Sophie's heart, and I knew he was too good to be true. I was like, Sophie, I'm like, this guy is too good to be true, because Lord knows this author, Soman, will not let Sophie be happy if it's the death of him. So I'm like, this is too good to be true, because Sophie's never going to be happy. Most of the characters aren't ever going to be 100% happy, but Sophie's never going to be happy at all. Sophie's never going to get a happy ending. So yeah, I knew it was too good to be true. She knew it was too good to be true. And it broke my heart when we were right and he was the snake and is going to kill Agatha and Tedros. And probably is going to end up really hurting Sophie too. So I'm very disappointed in this. I knew it was coming. Still doesn't mean I was happy about it. Alright, let's combine this video clip into Dot, Hester, Annabelle, and Dot's father. I thought the moment when Hester and Annabelle stood up to Dot's father for Dot was the amazing part of the book. I loved it. It made me so happy because they're all witches and I love that they're still nice to each other even though they're like evil. It makes me so happy. That just warmed my heart. I love them. I love Dot. I love her eating chocolate all the time. I just love all their characters. I mean, I don't relate or understand Annabelle that much, honestly. To me, she's just kind of an extra one, so there's 3 of them. But I think it would be too much if they all had these really strong personalities like Dot and Hester, so I understand it. And yeah, I love them so much. I love them. Lady of the Lake. Why you gotta go kissing the bad guys? Like, why'd you have to make the situation worse? Like, Sophie did the same thing, but it's okay because it's Sophie, but I don't really know Lake of the Lady that much, and, you know, she screwed everybody over in the story to be with Ryan. So, yeah, I'm not very happy with her, and the story didn't honestly go that in detail about the whole thing yet, and I'm kind of hoping in the next book it does go into more detail about the Lady of the Lake and how the kiss ended up happening. So, yeah, Soman, there's a tip from me what I'd like to see in the next book if you're watching, because I would really like to learn more about why she did this, how it went. You know, this book didn't go much in detail, and I mean, I'd just like to know eventually why she did it and how it went, and this book just didn't go into much detail about it, so I don't have much to talk about, but it still felt like an important character to mention. dark outside and I feel like my lighting is getting terrible, but it's totally fine, guys. So the next character I'm going to be talking about is, oh crap, I don't know how to pronounce this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this paper because I like wrote down all the people I wanted to talk about, so that's what I'm looking at. Lady Grimlin. I don't know, I didn't write down anything of what I wanted to talk about. I just jotted down all the names of characters I wanted to mention. So I'm kind of coming up with this stuff at the top of my head. Obviously, I don't like her. She's crazy. My dad came in. Anyways, I don't feel like anybody really liked her because, I mean, she kind of created this whole mess and we don't know how, but it was because she was trying to get a guy to cheat on his wife. And even though his wife ended up cheating on him, doesn't make it okay because she had no idea that was going to happen. And then she tries to make Tedros pick over his mom, like it's his mom, woman, and he barely knows you. You're mean to his wife to be, and you get all mad, and yeah, just didn't really care for her at all. Maybe I don't know how to pronounce the knight, Lancelot. Yeah. Anyway, the one married to Genevieve. I think that's how you say her name. Tedros' mother, and Lancelot died, and so did Lady Grimlin. I don't freaking know. I don't know what I'm saying, but both of them died. I forgot to mention that in the last clip, and that made me really sad, because we're just going to call him Lance, because I don't know how to pronounce it. Lance was a good character. I liked him. At first, it was like, well, I don't really like him, but when the third book I think is when he came into it. Yeah, it was the third book. I didn't really like him then, but I grew to like him, and now he's gone. When I finally started liking him, he had to die, because that's what books do. They have to kill characters off. I wasn't really that upset about Lady Grimlin, but, I mean, I was like, okay, sit there straight face, but I was really sad about Lance. That was really sad. Alright guys, that ends this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed recording and talking about the characters. I hope I didn't sound like too much of a nerd or an idiot, but I guess in all my videos I sound like a nerd, because over half of them I talk about books, but I am a nerd, so whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Quest for Glory, because I really enjoyed it, and it was a freaking amazing book, and I mean, The School for Good and Evil just makes my heart so freaking happy. I just love it. I love them so much. And literally last night I couldn't sleep. I was up until midnight thinking about the end of this book and how I wanted Ryan to be with Sophie and them to actually be happy and him not to be the snake, and how upset I am and how much I want Sophie to be happy, and I will need to read the next freaking book because I need to know what happens to my babies. So I'm just going to sit here and wait until the next book comes out and not do anything, and just sit here and wait and probably reread this book 5 times and reread the rest of the series 5 times and just think about it and think about it and think about it. So yeah, it's probably what a lot of people will be doing. I don't know, no one's as big a fan as me. I'm just going to sit here and wait. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully the next book will come out soon. No, it'll be years. I hate my life because all I care about is School for Good and Evil. Anyways, bye guys. Record one last time because that was really awkward, and I realized I had my hands folded the whole time, which I have no idea why, but let's have a real ending this video. How about that, Stacy? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll try and remember to put my social media below. Make sure you guys follow my social medias to keep up on me and my life. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.